All right. So I'm going to use a box to measure out how large these wicks are on the 1 hour right now. So I'm going to use the
Okay.
body. And I'm going to scroll this up until the top of the wick there. It doesn't matter how far out. I'm not using it for distance of this. I'm only using it for vertical distance. So then I will make another one. I'm going to adjust it because it's not exactly the same size, so a little bit different. And I'm going to put this on the top one. And then for the bottom one, there we go. So I like these sizes. And what you're looking for is essentially that these added together equals the body. So then you go like this. And then we go like this. And if it does, looks like it might be a little bit off, honestly. It looks much better on when I use the the trend lines. Um, I don't know why it looks a little off, but let me try it again with the trend lines since that worked a little better. We'll see if it works or if I'm just going crazy. So I'll put this here, and then I'll go like that, and then again.
So what are you trying to do with those trend lines?
It's just for vertical distance.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. I got you.
And then I'll do like this so we can see how far apart they really are when they come to a T here. Okay, so for some reason that works a lot better. I'm not sure if the boxes change based off like I'm on logarithm, I guess non-logarithm, but it might change or something. But these work pretty well. You see these are at the base of these. It might be just close. I'm not so sure. Even if you don't count this, even if you discount that these aren't touching or something, which I think they are. Looks really, really close. If not, then that's supposed to be like a reversal sign. It's kind of like a doji. You can think of it as in the candle. So just
If what happens?
sorry.
If what happens is a reversal sign.
Oh, if the wicks equal the same size as the body.
Oh yeah. So I mean, essentially, it's like, well, huh?
I don't know why it works. I don't know the logic behind it, honestly. I just noticed it tends to work. That's all I know. I don't really
Yeah.
can't tell you why this works, but it usually does. It usually meaning like about the same frequency as a doji. You know, dojis aren't 100% either.
Right.
For example, you can probably find a doji, and here's pretty decent doji. I guess kind of reverse. Um, I'm sure you can find one that there's good examples of doji's not working, but so for
Yeah. Are you selling this right now, or you got
yes, I'm selling it right
you
now.
got stopped in profit, right?
Um,
Okay, you're in it.
let's see. Um, I'm trying to see how much I'm up right now. So I had two entries. One of them is in drawdown right now, and one of them is $4 in profit. So I entered just a little while ago. Entered here-ish area. Not even a big movement yet. It's only $4, so it's not a big like missed out or anything. I don't even expect price to come higher than this B, but my current stop loss is actually up here, above this one. So it's a little bit of a different.
Yeah.
So let's see. So didn't mean to move that one. And then I'll go over the main, like the reason why you're even looking for sales in the first place. Let's go over that. And I'm going to also total sidetrack. Bird, have you heard of 7.6.4 before as a Fibonacci ratio?
No.
So I looked it up and I found this forum describing it, and it was kind of interesting. I was reading it. So it's the 7.6.4. It's one of the default fib levels for IC markets on there, and you have to add 786. It doesn't have 786. It's only 764 on there for some reason. So really interesting. I just kind of
Okay.
weirded out by that. I'm not sure why it has it like that, but Yeah. So the reason why that's relevant, I didn't even say why it's relevant, is that's where it hit right now for. I'm just gonna make a bigger chart. I'm just gonna do a duplicate. I'm gonna do one large 1 hour chart.
Yeah. I mean, I think fib levels. I'm becoming a little bit more skeptical of them. I mean, I know people like buy a certain or like enter certain ones, so that like causes a shift in the market. But I mean, I feel like you can put pretty much any random number, and if you're not like being truthful, you can like say it works because you'll like have selection bias.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's so weird. On here, it's 786. Perfect hit.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hey, you
think
can
that
keep
was
going.
a
I'll be right
little.
back.
Hmm?
Might just ring my doorbell. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Somebody rang my doorbell. I'll be right back.
What the heck? That's weird. Okay. I wonder why that happened. My doorbell never gets rang. Okay. So on the 1 hour is what I was really looking for. And let's move the chart to be appropriate of size. This looks like a lot of mess. I'm going to delete this most recent one. That was just to show that it bounced off the 786. So let's go ahead and delete that one. And let's look for the main reason behind this trade. And that is that the B wave. So basically, I have a count that goes up to this B here. That is on the minor wave. So of course, the minor wave should be 1 degree less than the intermediate wave. And I have the intermediate wave here going from this intermediate wave 5. So for me, this is a really, really nice count. It works pretty well. Maybe it wasn't there. I think it's on my other one. Actually,
Okay.
on this one. Yes. So this, I tried to delete this earlier. Okay. So basically I have this intermediate wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. And in my opinion, this is a really, really nice wave. You can even subdivide it with your eyes really well, which is what I really like to be able to do. So clearly, also a tendency is wave 2 and wave 4 should be opposite. So if wave 2 is relatively steep, wave 4 should be relatively shallow. And then if wave 2 is relatively short, wave 4 should be relatively long. So here we have 2, relatively short, kind of steep, not super steep, honestly, but it's definitely short. And wave 4 is really long here, which is really nice. So I like that part of this. Also the clearly nice 1 wave, very, very steep, hard to argue anything else other than the 1 wave. We have a 3, 4, and the 5, really, really nice.
That wick at 1500 is higher than your 3.
Sorry, 1500?
Right. Yeah, you had it, but you just changed it. So like, actually, just keep your screen where it is. I'll circle it.
Okay.
All right, this one right here is higher than this one. I mean, it doesn't really make difference if this is 3 or this is 3. But
you're saying the 3 could be here?
No, well, no. I'm saying where you have the 3 right here, this is higher than that. And it doesn't really matter. Like this could be 3. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Let me explain why. Let me show you this. So.
Are you saying it's a running flat? Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So we have the 0, the A, the B, and the C. This would be a minor wave. So that's why that's sort of minor wave. So that's why I highlight that, because that just works really, really well. I just love how great that works.
It makes sense.
Right. And then we also can subdivide this further to really choose, or not choose, but find out which one it is. And traditionally, B waves almost always are 3-wave structures. However, on the 30 at least, I've noticed that it tends to not be a 3-wave structure. It tends to be a 5-wave structure. And have you noticed that as well?
I don't really look at the indices, man.
Oh, okay, no worries. Yeah, but for the indices, for this one at least, So going really, really small here. I might need to go into 15-minute or 30 just to show this. But I do want to look at this. So, oh, I'm going over here, and I'm going to be using 1 degree less, so the minute wave from this A, and I want to finish up here on the B. So basically, I see this as the initial impulse wave, because you can even see a diagonal up there that finishes at the 1. From this 1, you can even see a 0, A, B, and there's kind of 2 different choices for the C. You can say subdivision C, something like that. It's really either or. You can put the 2 there or there. It doesn't really matter so much. It's pretty much the same price level. And then we would have the 3 here. Because I guess with the 2 we go there, we can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, we can have a 0, A, B, and C. And it looks like there is a little bit of overlap there on the wicks. That could be just a chart. I've noticed that sometimes, especially in smaller time frames like this. Or we might be just counting wrong and it could be there or something. But it tends to work out when you just use that. And then we have clearly a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 3 might be too small. I'm not sure. But anyways, it should work out. It's a little bit rough for that, but that's kind of how I see the 3-wave structures. And that's really small, so I'll show you maybe the better example, which is here. Obviously, this whole thing is a B. I think that's the wrong degree. No, it's not. This is the wrong degree. This is the minor wave. Excuse me. This is the minor wave. This is the minuet wave. Yeah, there we go. So then over here, looking for the C after the B, we can subdivide this as 0, A, B, and C. I already have that marked up, so that's where my potential A is going. And then already, although it's not that large, I'm going to move this over here. It actually looks better anyways. Here, for this B again, we have this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and not a huge extension on the 5, which is pretty normal. And also 2 and 4 are opposites. Clearly 2 is it's very steep, very short time frame, relatively longer time frame, not so steep on the 4. So I like that as well. And that would be the minute degree. So that I like, which is why I'm even looking for this cell right now. That's the stands from Elliott wave perspective. As far as the other perspectives, I want to look at like the perspective and everything like that. And that would be things like, well, this candle here is pretty obvious. Let me circle that one. It's not the top, which would be, of course, better. But that is a nice candle there. And then on the 8-hour, that's the thing I really, really liked about this. Hopefully it works in this time frame or on this chart as well. If it loads, there we go. So now we can really, really see this 8-hour time frame one. Let me turn off all the Elliott waves and whatnot. And now we can see this one. And Elliott wave, or excuse me, US30, it tends to have an Elliott wave at the top or bottom almost every single time of initial movement. So let's see here, see here, see here, and potentially see here. So that's what we're looking for right now. It doesn't mean it's going to be a reversal, but it does mean there's a possibility. It pretty much, it's kind of like a square and a rectangle. A square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square. It pretty much can't be a square. It's very rare. That's how this works in my opinion. Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just agreeing. I was laughing at your square and rectangle.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, at least have like a double bottom or something. Has to have really some sort of even here, and then here's just really small, but you can
What's
see.
What's the fib from here?
Oh, sorry. Wait, right here.
Just from the whole thing, like yeah.
Yeah, let's look at that.
I know you have it. Like you might have had it already drawn for your thing.
Oh, I did.
It's like point. Oh, yeah, 0.5. I would guess.
Yeah, so it looks like it tried to hit the 618 a couple times, hasn't yet, and that is a possibility for sure. It definitely may come back up and hit the 618, which would I would be stopped out if that happened right now. If it comes down first, and I'll be stop profited. So that's definitely a possibility that we could be seeing. However, I'm not really expecting that for the moment. For now, I'm sticking with this analysis, and
Yeah.
hopefully, there's kind of two different places that I could see this going to, and that is that if this is a real 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, let's say that this 0 ABC is actually 1 degree higher than I made it, and this is the actual 2, for example. The 2 actually goes here on the really large time frame, the primary wave, 1 degree higher than the intermediate wave, then then we would just expect to see an ABC pattern down that would not break this low. So I am prepared to do both. And if we do have an ABC, of course, there's a tendency that they finish around this, around the 4. And that's a pretty solid 4 right there. So that's where I would be expecting it to finish. So hopefully we can see it finish around here, which is about 430-ish dollars movement. So that'd be pretty nice. But this is I love watching all 4 of these charts at the same time, just because now we can see on the 15-minute, nice signals there. 1 minute still doesn't look like
I mean,
What are you saying?
after that Elliott wave looks good though. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the coolest thing about this is even if I'm wrong on that previous degree, well, we still should be seeing at least immediate movement down. So this is a really good example of where it's really good to have a TP1 and TP2, which is why I called out both of them. So basically I have my TP1 right here at the 618. It should be right there. And this is a little bit off. I don't know why this moved.
You might have grabbed it on accident. I do that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure that I did that. So yeah, it's actually, if you get in now, it's actually even better RR than I said it was going to be. I don't remember what I said on the charts. I said this one was originally 4.7, or no, 2.78. I'm not sure. I think I should have I was using like the higher stop loss and everything. And that's a possibility. That'd be a little bit safer, but it really wouldn't be that much safer. I think it's actually a better trade, even though it's more likely to lose, just because the RR is actually higher on this one. And I really like that a lot. So this one's now 6.3, I think. Is this accurate now? Yeah, this is about current price. And so if we move this one up, I was just, when I made the chart, the original chart, I was looking at just where I could potentially see the high of the day going. And I could see this being the high of the day. Now, I could see going a little bit higher than this, and it would be safer to use above here, but it would be also a lot more potential pit movement in the wrong direction, or I should say BIP movement. I can't speak right now. So basically, the main trade that I really could see, so we need to make this C. Well, this C should be down here. This C should finish all the way down here. Now that's far. That's lower than this other one here, but I really want it to be lower than this A. And right on this this blue line here, that is where the 236 is from. I don't remember if it's from here. It might be different now because B is higher. So actually, let's redo this this line. Actually, let's make this a little bigger, and let's try to find out exactly where this 236 is. One thing we can do for that is just to add it in. I don't know why it's not already added in. I have the negative side. I don't have the positive side. So I'll do the positive side. Actually, I'll replace this one. And I'm going to do 1.236.
What is that?
That's different, huh?
That 1.114, whatever number you had.
Oh, that is a um, square, a double square, I believe, maybe triple square. One of the two. I forgot which one, honestly. Hey, let me check really quick.
A triple square.
Yeah, is it triple?
What is that?
So it's 61.8 to the power of 2. Oh, wait. I meant
Oh,
0.618 to the power of 2,
okay.
and then to the power of 2 again. It's only double, yeah. So it's the same way you get the 886, but in reverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
What's that?
Just for funsies.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't seem like it's that relevant of a hit, but I don't know. I don't have it on. I don't usually have it on, but I was just trying to see if it was relevant, I think. I never really finished my testing, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting. I let silly stuff.
No worries. So for now, also, I want to check out the 30-minute. I was looking at that earlier. So let's temporarily change the 15 to the 30. I don't know why it's being so slow. Let's see. So that's decent there. Yeah, so I mean, if we do have one more 5-wave structure from this point, which we could, on a really small time frame, so that'd be like the 5-minute, then it looks like we could have a 0, 1, 2 here, but that's really, really shallow. I don't love that. And then we'd have, of course, the 3, 4, and the 5, which is finished. That's a possibility for some sort of substructure there. I'm not trading off of that per se, but we do have that. Do you see what I'm talking about? I might have to draw it out just to make it really, really clear. Talking about this is a possibility for it to already be finished, but we could just be forming the 2 right now as well on a little bit of a higher degree. We could also be doing this right now. I don't even know why this 0 starting there is relevant, but this is a possibility as well. So we could just be doing this, and then that would be bad, of course.
Yeah, keep your chart where it is really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, forex and indices are a little bit different, but I feel like on my tool. So this candle here, this is roughly halfway between it, and I feel like that could very well, like it's a different strategy for like a different instrument. But I feel like this could very easily be like up top, you know, at least for short term, but before this level's taken out. So, like, I think you should be in profit, you know.
It should be going down, is what you're saying?
Yeah, or at the very least, right here. Do you see my lines yet?
Yeah,
I know we're lagging a little bit. Yeah. So, like, I do see it at the very least. The way it rejected, here.
Yeah. Yeah, that also is a really, really nice gravestone doji. I was blanking on the name of that as well. So that's always good to see that. Let's see, what else?
Hey, sure how.
Oh yeah, so I want to look at the 4-hour as well, because the 4-hour is one that a lot of people respect too. And let's look at it without any markups on the chart. I just deleted everything for a second. Okay, so it looks like at least a 2-hour, even without looking at the 2-hour, because it's midway between the 4, obviously. The 2-hour is about to finish in 30 minutes, and could be a doji on the 2-hour. So if that's the case, then we may have a full doji on the 4. So what we could be seeing is, I'll draw on the next candle over. So here, and right, we have that. We could be seeing, I guess I need to make it bigger. Here, I'll draw anyways. All right, guys. Control C, Control V. Sorry, it's gonna be really ugly. but hopefully you get the idea. So we could see something like this happening. I could totally imagine that on the 4-hour right here, replacing the one that's currently forming, because this one's not even half over yet. So if we have a 2-hour that has a doji, that would mean immediate price action down over the next 2 hours is very likely. So if that's the case, then we could maybe get an even wick doji or something like this with a really small body. It could come down, retest back up. And if that happens, this is a really, really good spot for that, especially being after this large doji here. It already came up. This is a new day. So the new day has a doji in the top, and then we could finally see price coming down. That'd be pretty likely if that does end up working out like that.
Yeah, this big red one looks pretty bullish though. Like the wick on, hold on. Oops. I mean, on the 4-hour, yeah, I can't even draw it right. This big red one, this one, but the way the wick comes, it looks pretty bullish, but it didn't like follow through.
Wait, which one you said? Oh, yeah, you think that looks bullish?
I think so, just the way the wick is, but it wasn't much follow through. Like because the wick on the bottom is so long, I know it's a red candle, but at the top of the trend and the way that it respected here.
Yeah, I mean it definitely broke it on. I checked on other ones as well. It was by a little bit. I count that as a break, honestly. But it could be a reverse cat bounce. I can see what you're saying.
But at the same time, that could, like I said, that could be just something that's being ready to be filled in again. So.
I really like to look at the overall picture, and it looks like we're in a really, really fat channel. Basically, what I mean by that is, I wish I could get everything off. I'll just use this one. So what I mean by that is it's kind of ranging a little bit. Like, oh, this is what I see with my eyes. I'm not saying the chart really even reflects this style that much because of the
You can go to a different chart.
Huh?
You can go to a different chart, like a different US30 chart.
What?
If you want to draw.
Well, I mean, I could go to like DJI or something. If I go to DJI, then it'll have gaps. So I'm not. These are the only two I know of actually that don't have gaps.
I thought there was like 3. Doesn't Owanda have a US30 chart? Does not.
That's what this one is. This is Owanda. And this one's FXCM. So these are the two that I know of that have it. There might be other ones. I'm not saying there's not. I just haven't really spent that much time looking for other ones that are filled in.
Oh, you have them both marked up. I didn't know you're using both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was saying you just
yeah, they're a little bit different markups actually, which is kind of funny. I just looked at it 2 different times and saw a little bit different things. So what I'm trying to say is I'm kind of seeing this range. I don't know why. It could just be a bias, I guess. I'm definitely willing to admit that. But I do potentially see this really coming back down into this range at least right now. And I don't know, and maybe forming like a downward flag, which would make a lot of sense because a downward flag would mean that once it comes down here, one more low that's not quite breaking this low, so just a little bit lower, like something like this. If that happens, then so many people's stop losses that are in the buys will get taken out that are really long-term buyers. And I can see that being a big deal for a lot of people. So I can see it being just a little bit lower and then really, really taking off for the high. And that's what the primary wave 2 is looking for right now as well. So I'm really wondering where.
And then, just like what we were just about.
Oh, my bad. This low. It can't break this low. It can break this low. My bad. Yeah, it can't come all the way down here. If it does that, then it ruins the primary wave that I had drawn up, which I don't think will happen. But yeah, it can break this one even. It just can't break all the way down here. So anywhere in between well, this is the current one, I guess, technically. But anything lower than that up till this point is valid, right down to the 150, which is exactly lining up. Funny. So I could really see it happening, all the way down here too. I could see that totally. But once this 2 happens, whether it's already happened or not, I don't think it's happened yet, just because it's not been good price action so far. I don't really see this being a 1 yet on an intermediate 1. That would be so ugly. It'd be extremely, extremely ugly. It'd be so hard to justify. Like, this is a very easy to justify 1 over here. Very, very easy. That's not difficult to justify. 3, same story. 5, similar story, not quite as good, but still pretty good. So that's why I'm really expecting to see 1 more fall. And I'm not expecting it to break here. So one thing you can do is, if you have options, if you're an options trader, then you can buy just below this. So like 2, I think it's like round numbers. You'd have to do like 21,500. That's a possibility, because it'd have to break so much long-term Elliott wave structure in order to go lower than that. And that's something that's where you see the really big institutions, or I don't want to say institution because that sounds like I'm trying to be an institution trader or something, but that's where you see the large large volume, I'll say that, the large volume come into play, is when it's potentially about to break a huge Elliott structure like this. That'd be a really, really big deal. You definitely should be seeing large volumes if it does get down this low, before doing all of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially if it comes down there, especially with like the speed of it, that's when you'll be saying like, okay, let me make an account with $1,000 and just sell US30 with it.
If it breaks this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if it breaks that, I mean, where's your next take profit? Down here, going back to the 2008 days, or not 2008, 2016. And this whole thing, to me, is such in my opinion, this is fairly obvious ABC here, as you can see on the screen, of some degree, whether it's a primary cycle or intermediate, one of the 3 right there. Right. So that would be a rule that it can't be this new low. I mean, it would go from all the way up here to all the way down here. This would be the new place that it cannot break. So this would be super, super safe bet. And this would be the very, very safe bet. But I really don't see it coming down even lower than the 50, honestly.
All right, man. I'm about to hop off.
Yeah, I was just about to end anyways. So that's really my analysis on here. I'm just gonna take a picture and then I'll end it so everyone can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, and can you hide the analysis real quick?
Sorry, kind of looks like that.
Yeah, just right there. That's a good try. And just hide it.
Hide what?
Hide the markup.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay. Yeah, sure.
I mean, never mind. I was going to say, like, I don't think this is like off accumulation, and it could be, but just kind of what we're talking about, like, the way this came up and down so quickly here, like we are selling climax, and then another test, so that would mean that we could be looking for, 1 more move, possibly, maybe not, at least to try and approach these levels, if you're looking at it from that perspective. I don't know if I would apply that here, but.
So where's the balls? Where's Richard's balls? I see his Richard.
So the other
one
balls.
Here.
Can you see my circles or no? I circled them.
Yeah, I can see the 2 circles.
Yeah, so that'll be a selling climax. Hold on, I said that like you can see my mouse. So the first one will be a selling climax. This will be automatic response. This will be a secondary test. And this will be markup or distribution or accumulation. And then you have 1 more spring, if you look, that pretty much breaks this line here, this one here. If this is accumulation on a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
That would
Yeah,
be
I mean, I
really,
really
really
see it
good.
going that way with the just all the phenomenal things that the U.S. in general, as far as companies at least go. U.S. companies have just been doing so well lately, but at the same time, I do see that one more fall. So once it does have this next fall, I really expect it to go fairly quickly. A lot of these kind of candles, all these size, very
Yeah.
very relatively steep up. How, does this? I was trying to think of this as while you're drawing that up. Does this impact your not your but the look off at all to have this before here?
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Uh, so
Wait,
it's
hold
gonna
on.
be a tough.
Wait, hold on. Before you check, let's just make sure. So there is one more too. It's kind of far though. I'm not sure which ones you'd use.
I mean, it depends on time scale because it's all fractal. Like I show EG on a weekly time scale, but like this will be a really ugly schematics because I mean I don't think it's accumulation, or it could be schematic too where you have a selling climax and then your tests are before that. Like the first circle will be a climax, that would be a test, and then that would be like a spring. That could be one, but
So then the Richard is like this.
yeah. But for the second schematic two is where the spring does not go below the selling climax. So so the so it'll be a small it won't be as much hang down on the penis. So
All right. Interesting. Okay.
all right. All right. On that note, I'll catch you guys later.
All right. Later, Bird.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Gonna get his picture and I'll end it. Oh, it's taking so long.
All right, thank you, man. You have a great night.
Hey, you too.